my name is Jen. Today we are going to take the Lotus Flower Appliqué and turn it into a cover for a 6-inch canvas. This is a wonderful way to take the Lotus Flower Appliqué and turn it into a piece of art that you can display in your home. The appliqué tutorial is linked for you in the description below. For this project, I'm using the same yarn that I used for the back of the appliqué. This is a medium weight or size 4 yarn. I'm also using a 5mm crochet hook. We've got a pair of scissors, a yarn needle, a stitch marker, and you're also going to need a 6-inch square canvas. I've got the exact one that I'm using today linked for you in the description below, but these are fairly easy to find at your local art or hobby store. Of course, you are also going to need a Lotus Flower Appliqué. Please make note of the finished measurements. Your appliqué should come close to mine. There is a little bit of wiggle room in our canvas cover, but I would try to get as close to these measurements as possible. To make our canvas cover, we are going to be joining on to the back of the appliqué. For round 1, with the right side facing, we are going to join in this lower left-hand corner with a double crochet. So in this corner, find the single crochet chain 1 from the corner. You can see it right here. There's the single crochet, there's the chain 1. We are actually going to join with a double crochet in the stitch just before that single crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 twice to join with a standing double crochet. And now into this same stitch, we're going to work 2 more double crochets. This is going to form our first corner. To continue on with round 1, we're going to skip the next stitch and then double crochet in the stitch after that. This is actually going to be in that chain 1 space. Now into the next stitch, we're going to work a half double crochet and then another half double crochet in the stitch after that. And now we're going to work 1 single crochet into each of the next 6 stitches. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're going to work a half double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. Here's 1 half double crochet. Here's the next half double crochet. And now we're going to work a double crochet into the next stitch. And then we're going to skip the next stitch. Now we continue round 1 by repeating this pattern. 3 double crochets in the next stitch to form the next corner. Then you skip the next stitch and work a double crochet in the stitch after that. Now work a half double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Now we're going to work 1 single crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. Then we work a half double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. A double crochet in the stitch after that. Then we skip a stitch and we're ready to go back to the beginning of the repeat and form the next corner. We do this by working our 3 double crochets in the next stitch. And I don't want to leave you yet because now we're in the upper right hand corner and this is where there is a seam on the back of the appliqué. So after those 3 double crochets, we're actually going to skip over the seam and over the next stitch and then work our double crochet in the stitch after that. So let's take our time and make sure we get our stitch placement correct. You're going to skip over the seam and then you're skipping over the stitch next to that, and your double crochet is going to be worked into the next stitch. This happens to fall in a chain one space. So if you're working your double crochet in the chain one space, you have found the right spot. Round one really is the only kind of tricky round of this project, and that's just because we're working into the back of the applique, and the back has those chain one spaces and also the seam to negotiate. Once you get past that seam, the rest of round one is very straightforward. That being said, I did film this entire round, every single stitch, so we can work on all of round one together. Here we are coming up on the fourth corner. We're going to skip the next stitch and work 3 double crochets in the stitch after that. We've got one side to go, so we're going to skip the next stitch. Here's our double crochet and then 2 half double crochets. Now 6 single crochets. Now we're going to work a half double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Work a double crochet into the next stitch, skip that last stitch, and then we're going to join with a slip stitch to the first double crochet. Round number 1 will have a total of 60 stitches. We're not going to be turning our work. We're going to be working in the same direction throughout. I did just place a stitch marker in my loop so I don't lose any stitches, and then I can kind of come around and play with my fabric, tug on those corners. It's not quite a square yet. Remember, we're turning a hexagon into a square, so that's a little bit of a process. And when we place it on our 6-inch canvas, you can see that we have a couple rounds to go. So let's go ahead and head into round 2. We are going to begin round 2 by working a slip stitch into the next stitch. This is the center double crochet of the first corner. Then we're going to chain 3, which will count as our first double crochet, and then work 2 more double crochets in the same stitch. Now our first corner of round 2 is made. We will continue across the side with a half double crochet decrease. To do so, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop twice, and then yarn over and pull through all 5 loops on your hook. After that half double crochet decrease, you're going to work 1 half double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches, and then you're going to work a single crochet decrease. To continue, we're going to work 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. And now we're going to work another single crochet decrease. Sometimes this is also written as single crochet 2 together. You might be used to one over the other, but it's the exact same stitch. After that, we work a half double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, and then a half double crochet decrease. And then we've worked our way across the first side. Now we begin our repeating pattern for round 2. It starts with 3 double crochets in the next stitch to make the second corner, and then we're going to work those stitches across the side. A half double crochet decrease. Once again, sometimes this is written as half double crochet 2 together, and then half double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, single crochet decrease, single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, and then we work another single crochet decrease, half double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, and then we finish with a half double crochet decrease, and then we go back to the beginning of the repeat 2 more times, and I will meet you at the end of round 2. Here you can see I'm working my very last half double crochet decrease, and then we complete round 2 with a slip stitch to the top of our beginning chain 3. We are going to begin round 3 just a little bit differently. We're going to elongate the loop on our hook just a little bit, then yarn over and work a half double crochet into the same stitch. And then you want to mark this as the first stitch of the round, which I completely forgot to do. I remember later, so later on you'll see that there is a stitch marker there, and in the moment I just forgot, so I apologize for that. Into the next stitch, we are working 3 double crochets. This is our first corner and also the beginning of our repeating pattern. And now it's gotten a lot easier. We're simply going to half double crochet in each of the next 12 stitches. And then we're going to go back to the beginning of this repeat, and we'll work this repeat a total of 4 times. I am going to crochet this first side with you, and then I'm going to leave you to work the repeat 3 more times until you get to the end of round 3. Round 3 is going to have a total of 60 stitches. I am just finishing up the first side. The very next stitch is the center of the corner, and you're going to continue on with the repeat. For rounds 4 through 6, we're going to work 1 half double crochet in each stitch around. Our first one is going to go into that half double crochet that we created with that elongated chain 1 at the beginning of the last round. So once you work your first stitch, it's always a nice idea to put a stitch marker in there so that you'll know when you've come to the end of each round and you're ready to start the next one. Each one of these rounds will have a total of 60 stitches. This is where our canvas cover starts to work around the sides of the canvas. So rounds 1 through 3 create enough fabric to cover the front of the canvas, and rounds 4, 5, and 6 wrap the fabric around the sides of the canvas. Enjoy these 3 simple rounds of half double crochet, and I will see you at the end of round 6. I just finished up the last stitch of round 6, and now I'm going to try the cover on the canvas. I'm lining up the corners of my fabric to the corners of the canvas, and you can see that the cover is not overly tight fitting. There is some stretch in the fabric, and these are the 2 factors that I believe give us a little bit of wiggle room in the sizing of our canvas cover. That being said, if you're struggling with your cover being either too small or too large, hit me up in the comments below and we can do some troubleshooting together. Here you can see that the canvas cover does fit around the corners, but it's still quite loose at this point. So we're going to work 1 more round that's just going to bring in the fabric a little bit and make it a more secure cover for the canvas. I love this point because we can already see what a cute picture we're creating here, but let's go ahead and take our cover off and work that very last round. So I'm just joining my hook back up with that last loop, and for round number 7, we are going to work this repeat. It begins with a half double crochet decrease, and then you can go ahead and mark this as the first stitch of the round. Continue on with the repeat by working 1 half double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. And then we're going to go back to the beginning of the repeat. We're going to work this repeat a total of 10 times. Round 7 will have a total of 50 stitches. At the end of round 7, we're going to join with a slip stitch to the first stitch, And then we can go ahead and cut our working yarn. Afterwards, you can pull on your hook and pull the cut yarn through, or you can yarn over and pull the cut in through the last loop on your hook. Now it's time to weave in our loose ends. Be sure to do this on the wrong side of your fabric. I like to make 3 passes when I'm weaving in my beginning and ending tails, and this just makes for a very secure hold. Now, if you're worried about the white of the canvas showing through, perhaps that doesn't work with your color scheme very well, you can always take some acrylic paint or watercolors and give your canvas a light brushing. Our canvas cover is fairly solid, and in my case, I'm not bothered by any potential white of the canvas showing through. It kind of works with the yarn that I'm using here. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop on my Lotus Flower Appliqué canvas cover and enjoy my finished work of art. You can see now when we turn our canvas over, round 7 really makes it so that our canvas cover is hugging onto that canvas. Once my canvas was finished, I had fun walking around my house looking for places where I might display it. I loved it on this bookshelf. Who knew I had so many books with a touch of pink? I also just liked it on the kitchen counter with these dried flowers. I think artwork always looks nice next to a plant, even this one from IKEA. I tried it out on a couple of other shelves, including this one full of yarn. Is this my favorite spot? Actually, I was a pretty big fan of the bookshelf, but I also love it when you add fiber art to a wall gallery, so you could hang this up on the wall with just regular picture hanging hardware. I hope you enjoyed today's project. I have a couple more ideas of things we can make with the Lotus Flower Appliqué. If you're curious, please hit subscribe, and that way you won't miss those videos when they come out. I post my crochet tutorials on Tuesdays. If you like, you can visit my channel. There are already dozens of crochet tutorials waiting there for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.